According to the National Oceanographic and Atmospheric Administration, there is a 61% chance that 2024 will be the warmest year in 175 years and 100% chance it will rank within the all-time top 5. All of this could be the harbinger of things to come, a precursor to a very active hurricane season. The National Weather Service forecasters at the Climate Prediction Center predict an 85% chance of an above-normal season. They predict 17 to 25 named storms with 8 to 13 hurricanes. The Weather Service anticipates that 4 to 7 of those hurricanes will be major. The Colorado State University Tropical Weather and Climate Team is predicting 23 named storms, with 11 becoming hurricanes, 5 of which should reach major hurricane strength. Colorado State University goes on to predict that there is a 62% chance of a U.S. landfall. The East Coast has a 34% chance of a hurricane strike, and the Gulf of Mexico between Florida and Texas has a 43% chance. Since the 1970s, hurricanes have been rated between Category 1 and Category 5 storms. Recently, there has been a push to include winds up to 192 miles per hour in a Category 5 storm, with anything stronger listed as a Category 6 hurricane. So just how accurate are these predictions? This graph shows the National Hurricane Center's track error trend from 1990 to 2022. Notice the steep decline in its error track over the past 32 years. The National Hurricane Center's average track error for its 2-day forecast is 52.5 nautical miles. Their storm intensity margin for error, as one would expect, is much more accurate the closer a storm gets. Since 2002, Colorado State University's hurricane predictions have had a margin of error of around 60%. Which hurricane forecast modules are the most accurate? The European Center for Medium-Range Weather Forecasts model, or the ECMWF, has been considered one of the most accurate hurricane tracking models. The ECMWF forecasts are generally 95 to 96% accurate for up to 12 hours, 85 to 95% accurate for 3 days, and 65 to 80% accurate for 10 days. The Global Forecast System, or GFS, is one of the most widely used numerical weather prediction models for predicting hurricanes. However, its accuracy in forecasting hurricanes can vary depending on the specific storm and forecast lead time. Spaghetti models are a collection of numerical forecast models and their ensemble members plotted on a map. These models are based on complex mathematical equations and require expertise to make the most accurate predictions possible. Here are 9 important hurricane facts to remember. Hurricanes require ocean water temperatures of 80 degrees and above. Below this temperature, hurricanes will not form or will weaken rapidly. Gulf Stream waters off the coast of North Carolina reach 80 degrees in late May to early June. Something else likes 80-degree water temperatures, and that's blue marlin. It's one of the reasons why major marlin tournaments are held during this time. It is easy to track these warm waters and see that hurricanes follow their path. This chart shows the flow of the Gulf Stream. Doubling the wind speed of a hurricane does not double the wind force. It quadruples it. Wind speed and wind force have an exponential relationship, not a linear one. The annual peak of hurricane season historically falls in mid-September each year. The strongest winds in a hurricane are in the eye wall and the right front quadrant of the hurricane. The left side of both will usually experience less fierce conditions. Hurricanes in the Atlantic rotate counterclockwise. Depending on which side of the eye you are situated at, determines the wind direction you experience. As the storm passes by, the wind usually shifts in the opposite direction. North Carolina is unique in that the coastline, particularly along the inner banks, has north, south, east, and west-facing beaches. This ensures that at least one area will bear the brunt of a storm. These direct winds push water onshore and can cause severe flooding. It is not just the coast that can be impacted by hurricanes. In 1989, Charlotte was severely affected by Hurricane Hugo. Raleigh was devastated by Hurricane Fran in 1996. The remnants of 2 Gulf storms impacted the North Carolina mountains in 2004, bringing up to 30 inches of rain, flooding, and damaging mudslides. Please keep this in mind. Sometimes, a lesser strength storm can cause more damage to a specific location than a storm of greater magnitude. This is why it is not advisable to judge any storm solely by its hurricane category rating. A Category 1 storm could cause more damage in a localized area than a Category 2 has in the past. Wind direction, intensity, and proximity to water are major contributing destructive factors. 2024 is predicted to be the warmest year in 175 years. It's also the year with the most active storms forecasted ever. Is it time to panic? No. Buy storable food and drinks now. Get supplies such as plywood, nails, generators, and tarps now before it's too late. Make tentative evacuation plans. Contact friends and relatives outside of the area and make accommodation arrangements now. The time to panic is never. The time to act is now.